streaming software. All right, and we're live. Okay, and we're good to go. We'll wait some people to. We're gonna wait for people to show up. Someone already showed up. Did I miss it? And where can I read the chat at? Oh, I can read right here. Cool. All right, I gotta push this out so everyone can see that we're live. Where's the share button? There it is. Put it out on here first. Hold on, I think I messed up the link. Oops. There we go. Actually, I feel bad. I haven't streamed in a while. Oh yeah, you're listening to Japanese music. What were you listening to? I was talking to my mom, but this is more important. I agree actually. Unless your mom was telling you something important, You always gotta say hi to your mom. All right, let's turn the music on. Start from the beginning. And let's set up this. Let's push out this. And yep. Give about 10 minutes before we start actually reading. I'm going to start reading Slenderman first. Well, I'm going to read the wiki page because I obviously don't know where the creepypasta, what creepypasta of Slenderman's to read because there's so many out there. Have you read any of the creepypastas, Andrew? About Slenderman?
No, I haven't.
Oh. Pretty good. I think the original one that I heard from Mr. Creepypasta, I think, read it. That was many, many, many years ago. But his is pretty good. Oh crap, did I spell Creepypastas wrong? I did. Okay.
GG is here. Hey, GG.
Hey, welcome. Tokyo by any my no hope of pronouncing. I feel you on that one. Normal things not important. Very cool.
Maybe you'll listen to this on there.
You're into ACP. You're into SCP more than creepypastas. I like SCPs a lot, like a lot. But I haven't actually delved fully into the SCP.
We have before.
Wiki yet. Y'all should really play Phasmophobia. Yeah, we did. We played it a while ago, actually. I've been playing it with Kayla and her friend Lydia every once in a while, so we've been playing that off and on. I like Phasmophobia. It's really fun. If you hear my fan, let me know. I can turn it off. It's like boiling in here, but I mean, I can deal. I wasn't there. Sad. We can play it some other time. I like Phasmophobia. It's fun. And I finally have enough stuff I can run the game on hard, or whatever the hardest difficulty is called. The first, 20 minutes of the stream's pretty chill, usually, before people start showing up. But I also haven't streamed in, 2 weeks, so... You like vibe on the SCP Wiki? Yeah, I like going onto the SCP Wiki every once in a while. I'm still waiting for them to make the SCP-001 or whatever, the original SCP. since I know nobody's come up with it yet.
The OGCP.
The OG SCP, yeah. So the thing is, they left SCP-001 up to the best SCP someone writes. So until that SCP is written, like, it's just gonna remain open and empty. Yeah, this is just the entire history of everything. Slenderman. Welcome back.
Right back.
Well, there's literally 20 or more SCP-001. Where's Gatekeeper? They have a bunch of SCP-001s? Oh, I thought they wouldn't let anyone pick that one. I thought that number was, like, reserved. Hold on. If the audio's too... the music's too loud, let me know. No, stop. Why am I so bad at using my own computer? Alright, there we go. Gatekeeper. I haven't heard of Gatekeeper. Maybe I should look into that. SCP is it 001 Gatekeeper? Oh, is it? There it is. Oh, it's like an angel or something, like the biblical angel. That's interesting. I've never heard of this before. The Gate Guardian, SCP-001, also known as the Gate Guardian, is a Euclid-Keter class humanoid entity that is one of the many potential entities that share the SCP-001 title. Interesting. Everyone have their own variations. We'll say yeah, I've heard of. I didn't know they were all fighting for that SCP-001 spot. Since this is I know it's a collaborative project, the SCP Foundation. So yeah, it's like four people here. Yeah, I mean that's fine. I'll still do this even if there's like one person in chat. I don't care. My videos get way more views than my streams do, but I mean, I'm not mainly streaming, so it's fine with me. I might start streaming more starting next year because I'm moving back to my hometown and I'm going to be going back to school for a little while, so I'll have more time to do YouTube videos. So, first SCP was SCP-173. No one start with 001XD. No, I know people don't start with 001, but like I thought 001 was supposed to be canon, the first SCP people found in the story of the SCP world. So yeah, but yeah, I'll be doing more streams, probably more horror games, indie horror games kind of stuff, kind of like John Wolf does. Maybe some deep dive projects.
Oh, I gotta like my video. Yes, I'd like to know.
Loony Mooney. You have a gotcha tube? I don't even know what a gotcha tuber is. I know it must be Gotcha Life related.
I was gonna say gotcha games.
Not gotcha games. Sorry, the music's kind of loud. Trying to get to a good sweet spot. Nah, everyone in this stream is pretty chill. No one really bullies anyone. Can you play SCP Containment Breach? Yeah, I can add to the list. It's multiplayer too, so I guess I can get friends on there with me. It is Gotcha Life related? Yeah, I figured. I've never actually seen any of the Gotcha Life stuff. I just know it exists. There are some parts of YouTube I don't really go down.
I'm gonna dedicate my entire YouTube channel to gotcha games.
Oh, like gotcha games? I don't know anybody who does gotcha games on YouTube that's got a good following, so you could be the first.
There's a lot of Genshin YouTubers.
Oh, Genshin, that's right. Genshin just came out and it became really popular. I don't know, I play Epic 7, I don't play Genshin. Actually, I only play Epic 7, really.
Working on the part 2 of the other thing now.
Part 2 of what?
Creepy moments.
Yeah. Have you seen? It's almost done actually. Well, the script's almost done. It's like 4 more entries left. I had to delve really deep into the history of the flood, though. Which, by the way, the flood has a massive history. If there's any Halo fans in the chat, you guys know. So I didn't remember the flood's history because I never read the books or, any of those. So I had to go through and figure out what those actually were. And then it delves super deep into what the flood is, where it comes from, how it was created. It's really cool, actually. It's really cool stuff. But I don't know nearly enough about it. So I was just talking about the moment when the flood appears in Halo, but then I kind of went into some of the backstory. So yeah, the flood. Very cool characters. Counts every abnormal object as an SCP. I mean, SCPs can be whatever they want, I thought, right? Ooh, Trevor Henderson's characters are sweet, but I wouldn't call them SCPs. Maybe you can turn them into an SCP, but it's kind of hard to just take someone's artwork and say, this is my SCP. So, I don't know. There's a visual novel, Gotcha Memories, on the App Store. It's really fun even. See the ending is... Oh, it's an app game? That's cool. That's fun. My autocorrect on my phone is stupid too. It'll constantly correct creepypasta into another word. So, that's fun. Oh, why is the music not playing creepy stuff? I gotta find a creepy playlist again. This is a creepy playlist. What's going on? They're just like playing non-creepy songs right now. Oh, it's a creepy version of Luigi's Mansion's theme. That's cool.
My store is...
Oh, hello, emo player anime. It's been a while. Glad to have you back. Yeah, I mean, Longhorse is definitely not an SCP. It looks like it could be one, but I guess it's technically not one. Alright, I guess I'll start reading Slenderman's thing. Since there's enough people here now. It's been like 10 minutes we started. The Slenderman is an alleged paranormal figure purported to have been in existence for centuries, covering a large geographic area. Believers in the Slenderman tie his appearance and many other legends around the world, including the Dark Man, Branch Man, and the Tall Man. Sorry, I can't say those in other languages. The Slenderman is a being, male in appearance, who looks like a man with extremely long, slender arms and legs. He also appears to have 4 to 8 long, black tendrils that protrude from his back. Though different photographs and enthusiasts disagree on this fact, and therefore it is theorized he can contract these tentacles at will. He is described as wearing a black suit strikingly similar to the visage of the notorious Men in Black, and as the name suggests, appears very thin and able to stretch his limbs and torso to inhuman lengths in order to induce fear and ensnare his prey. Once his arms are outstretched, his victims are put into something of a hypnotized state, where they are utterly helpless to stop themselves from walking into them. He is also able to create tendrils from his fingers and back that he uses to walk on in a similar fashion to Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man. The superhuman stretching ability could also be seen as a similarity between him and Mr. Fantastic. Whether he absorbs, kills, or merely takes his victims to an undisclosed location or dimension is also unknown, as there have never been any bodies or evidence left behind in his wake to deduce a definite location or conclusion. His face is pale and slightly ghostly. It mostly appears to have been wrapped in the type of gauze or cloth. His facial features are also an object of debate, and many people believe that his face looks different to each person, if it is seen at all. He is sometimes portrayed wears a hat. He sometimes is portrayed wearing a hat, which is sometimes a bowler, fedora, or sometimes a top hat. I've never seen Slenderman in a hat, to be honest with you guys. He may also be wearing a long flowing necktie or scarf, which is either red or gray. Same thing. Never seen him wearing a necktie. I mean, yes, he wears a tie. He often keeps his long pale hands crossed politely behind his back and hanging loosely at his sides. His suit is black, sometimes portrayed in a pinstripe in artwork, a common misconception thanks to the very similar Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas. He has long coattails, which he lets flow proudly. He wears long dress shoes, which are always shined a perfect gleaming black. Oh, it must be a reference to a Fenderman? That sounds really familiar. Jack Stauber, the entities of pop food is amazing. I'm actually now on my third time getting back into Happy Tree Friends. I've actually never seen Happy Tree Friends. Surprisingly. Another HTF fan. Let's see.
Wait, is that show still
Someone's playing Black Metal Radio now? I don't know what that is. Yeah, Fenderman sounds familiar. I don't think I want to look it up on stream, though. I'll look into it later. Anything named Offenderman sounds weird. Alright. Okay. Listening to this while playing SCP on the PC is just perfect. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the background sound. It's a YouTuber that you like? I'll have to look into it. Sounds familiar. Or sounds good, I just say not familiar. Alright. His behavior. Much of the fascination with Slenderman is rooted in the overall aura of mystery that he is wrapped in. Despite the fact that it is rumored he kills children almost exclusively, it is difficult to say whether or not his only object is slaughter. The only objective. Oftentimes it is either reported or recorded that he can be found in sections of woods, and these generally tend to be suburban. He's also been reported seen with large groups of children, as many photographs portray. It is commonly thought that he resides in woods and forests and preys on children. He seems unconcerned with being exposed in the daylight or captured in photos. It is often thought as well that he enjoys stalking people who become overly paranoid about his existence, purposefully giving them glimpses of himself in order to further frighten them. For this reason, it seems like Slenderman very much enjoys psychologically torturing his victims. He also often appears to float or drift around rather than walk, which suggests the possibility of him being an ethereal being rather than a creature or a man. This would also explain why he is able to remain mobile in spite of his poorly proportioned body. Even though Slenderman was fabricated on Something Awful, or on the Something Awful forums, some people have already claimed sightings. He is seen mostly at night, peering into open windows, and walks out in front of lone motorists on scheduled roads, or secluded roads. His main intentions appear to be kidnapping children, as when he is seen near them in photographs, they usually disappear shortly afterwards. The Slenderman has also inspired many stories, such as those of marble hornets. In the end, though, his purpose remains unknown. Splenderman? Okay, how many spin-off Slendermans are there? There's a Fenderman, there's Splenderman. It's a little unholy. What's unholy? That YouTuber who plays black metal? I was never super into black metal. I was always more into like emo and post-hardcore and new metal, I guess. There's 4 spin-offs? Oh. You know, I should do a full Slenderman dive video. I've been wanting to do one forever now. I just have so many things I'm already working on. Alright, there's just some historical references here. Brazilian cave paintings. So apparently he was seen in some Brazilian cave paintings. Can I make this bigger? That's not much bigger. Zoom in. Is this Slenderman over here? Oh wow. There's an archer, some birds probably. I don't know what this is supposed to be. That's definitely Slenderman.
That archer is holding his bow backwards.
That archer is holding the bow correctly. He's pulling back the drawstring.
Okay.
Or bowstring, sorry, whatever they call it. Hi, welcome to the chat. Probably fake. I'm pretty sure all of it's fake. I mean, I don't think Slenderman's real, but... What? Is there a giraffe in that?
That's an ostrich.
It's in Brazil. They don't have ostriches in Brazil, I don't think.
I don't know.
Hey, Bingo Bo's here.
Probably is fake.
I mean, yes, but do ostriches exist in Brazil?
I don't know.
Does anyone from Brazil? Anyone from Brazil know? I could just Google it, I guess, but it's more interesting that way.
There's a man in a flat hat carrying something.
Is this supposed to be Slenderman related? This looks like a piece of artwork I've seen before.
It's medieval.
Is he stabbing it or is he dodging it?
He's dodging it.
Looks like they're stabbing each other.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Romanian mythology too. Yo, we watching Scary Spaghettis? We're gonna be reading some. I don't know if I'd watch another YouTuber as on a stream or watch another person do their streaming or watch another person's video while streaming. I know there's people who do that though.
I think he's just making things very forget it's like creepypasta.
The We Deleted You one had an issue when I uploaded it and it wouldn't let me put it in the whole video, so it got removed. So yeah, that's what happened with that one. I don't know what the actual thing was, but I lost the original recording, and so I wasn't able to put it in there. Yeah, so I'm to make up for everyone who loves We Deleted You, I'm going to be doing a small video on We Deleted You by itself. Since a lot of people do love him, the character. And I'll be going into the other stories, like the origin story of We Deleted You, as well as the sequel stories. The NES Godzilla video is in a hiatus right now because I'm having trouble getting footage for some of the stuff I need. So it's still working. Right now the video that's coming up next is going to be Creepy Moments in Gaming Part 2. And then it's going to be the Lost Episodes Creepypasta Iceberg Part 1. So those are the two I'm working on currently. The Lost Episodes Creepypasta video might just be one giant video because there's not that many Lost Episodes that are worth mentioning. There's a lot of them, but yeah. Oh yeah, the guy in Zelda 64 beta, yeah, he gets to enjoy like infinite game essentially in the world of Zelda. That's pretty cool. Ooh, there's also a princess video I'm working on. That one probably won't be out for a while though. Yes, someone did suggest Billy Styler's video. I went and looked it up, and he did a whole NES Godzilla video already. So, I mean, he kind of covers everything. So, I mean, I still want to do one, but yeah. I don't know where he's been. I haven't seen any of his videos in a while either. I don't know. And I don't follow him on like social media or anything, so. He's got a lot of subs, but he hasn't uploaded in 5 months. So I'm not sure what he's up to. Maybe he has me post on his thing. Oh, yeah, he just posts randomly on his community tab. He's just posting memes on his thing. Very cool. But yeah, I mean, he already did kind of everything. There was no stream last Saturday because it was so hot in this house. I wasn't able to like keep my computer on without like melting.
Could have been that hot.
Oh, brother, it got hot.
I mean, California hot?
In Octo expansion, yeah, it's like it was 105 degrees or something, but humid. So it felt like 115 or something. It was the hottest day of the year, so I'm just kind of, hey, I was hanging out and I was like, I'm not going to be able to stream today. Gaming ARG? I actually do have an ARG iceberg planned. I have a bunch of icebergs planned. I'm just trying not to say them aloud because every time I start building one, someone else builds the same one and ends up putting it out first. So I don't like to copy other people usually. But yeah, Gaming ARG Iceberg is planned as well. And I was going to do a horror movie one, but someone already posted that one as well. So I'll probably still do it. Horror movies are just fun to watch. So I get to watch a bunch of horror movies and make an iceberg out of it. Sounds awesome. Yeah, my house doesn't cool down very well. Sadly, it's an old 70s home. Alright, let's look at another creepypasta. I have Jeff the Killer, Laughing Jack up. Somebody wanted me to do Laughing Jack. I don't know if they're in the chat, so I'll wait till they come in. Because Laughing Jack's a really long creepypasta. I reread it earlier this week. I guess it's not that long. Long enough. So I have Jeff the Killer up as well because I wanted to go revisit Jeff the Killer because it's been a while since I've looked at Jeff. I have NES Godzilla up, but it's super long, but I just have it up just in case we want to look at some stuff. Oh, you are here. Hello.
Not the face.
So then we can do Laughing Jack. It's what, Andrew?
Yeah, stupid face.
93 last Saturday. Oof. Yeah, it was hot here. 93 is still pretty hot, actually. Is it easier to kill Laughing Jack or Eyeless Jack? You know, I've never thought about it. Who would win in a fight, Laughing Jack or Eyeless Jack? What are the powers of Eyeless Jack? It's been a while.
We got Alice Jack because we didn't have the blank.
Because he doesn't have to blink. Oh, you're right. Eyeless Jack doesn't have to blink. Twilight Zone Iceberg? Like on the show The Twilight Zone? I haven't watched The Twilight Zone fully through. I've seen a lot of it.
Daniel with it.
Jack or Jack? Like Jack Daniels or what's the other one? I think Jack would definitely win between Jack and Jack. Hey, welcome to the chat. I've already read all of them because I had to read through them several times to do the creepypasta video. I definitely might just read the beginning. I'm trying to decide if I want to do all of Laughing Jack right now because it gets a little. Yeah, it's a little long. Oh, and for Halloween this year, so Halloween's my favorite, like, holiday, hands down. I've got a bunch of videos planned. I'm going to be doing the Creepypasta Iceberg finally for Halloween this year, so you guys can look forward to that. Have you all seen Trevor Henderson? Yeah, I've seen a lot of his stuff. Conspiracy Theories Iceberg, maybe? That'd be fun. I think there's already someone who's done it, so I'd have to do something different if I did the same thing. The Goodman trilogy? I don't know what that is, actually. Oh, I'm looking it up. Is it called The Goodman? What is the Goodman trilogy? Is it Camcorder? Is that what it starts with? $. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it here now. You want to make up some titles that sounds like creepypastas? A lot of names can be creepypastas. There's a lot of weird ones now. I feel like creepypastas are kind of going through that phase that emo rock went through where they had like really long titles that had nothing to do with the song. Ooh, I just remembered The Thing in the Fields is Stalking Me and how much I used to love that creepypasta. Let's see. $.wave. Let's check that out. Where's my
Thing in the field was stalking.
Yeah. Have you never heard of that one?
Sounds like the Scary Stories Telling Dark thing.
I don't remember what the. Where is the original creepypasta at? Oh, it's on Reddit. Found it. No, it's a video on Reddit with one like. Nice. It's an audiobook. I can't find the actual story. Everything's you have to watch it or listen to it. So I'll have to get back to you on that one. Also, fun fact, I have a pastor named Goodman and he threw his sister into a couch. He threw his sister into a couch? That's interesting. Twist ending? That sounds familiar, but I don't think so. A lot of the creepypastas I was looking up earlier are only in video form for some reason. So I wasn't able to read them. Twist ending archives? Oh, it's just a section of... Yeah. I had to explain to my friend what the Annie 96's typing was. So, that's a fun one. I need to get a girl narrator on the channel, like a female voice, so they can do Annie 96's typing with me, like a redo.
Oh, just have Kayla do it.
Kayla doesn't like to participate.
She streams.
Yeah, on her own stuff.
I mean,
You can? That'd be fun. Maybe we can, I guess, set up a voice chat. I don't think I need the voice chats people can enter. I'm a girl. Well, thank you for letting me know. How's your narration voice?
and Mike.
Oh yeah, and Mike. That's a good point. One of my friends used to narrate stuff with me a long time ago, back when we were first. We would get on and we would like read stories and play visual novels together and play like voice each character. That was a long time ago. Out with the bang creepypasta. I have not. Emergency scenarios? What's emergency scenarios? Kind of good. Oh yeah, you need the computer. Yeah, maybe we'll figure something out. I have some. I know a person who does narrations on their own channel. Maybe I'll do a collab with them. Hey, welcome to the chat. Listen to you while playing Slime Rancher or watching Flurry Worry when I get too spooky. Ah, I haven't played Slime Rancher in years, and they're making a sequel. I just heard. Channel Zero was a show I was supposed to watch with Kayla a while back, and we haven't started it yet because we never start new shows unless I have a long weekend, which I do, because we like to binge things. We're actually about to go back and finally start the second or the fourth season of. How many seasons are we into My Hero, Andrew?
We're on
Season 4?
5.
5? Okay, we're about to start season 5 of My Hero soon. And I want to watch Channel Zero. You gotta go? Alright, it's fine. Thanks for coming by. Bye. Okay, I'm gonna start reading Laughing Jack. Is this the right one? This is the right one. It was a nice summer day. My 5-year-old son James was playing outside in the backyard of our suburban home. James has always been a quiet boy. He plays by himself mostly. He never had many friends, but he was always had a wild imagination. I was in the kitchen feeding our dog, Fido, when I heard that what sounded like James talking to someone in the backyard. I'm not sure who it was. He could be talking to. Could he have finally made a friend? Being a single mom, it's hard for me to always keep an eye on my son. So I decided to go outside and check on him. When I went to the backyard, I was a bit confused, because James was the only person back there. Was he talking to himself? I could have sworn I heard another voice. James, it's time to come inside, I called out to him. He came inside and sat down at the kitchen table. It was about lunchtime, so I decided to make him a turkey sandwich. James, who were you talking to out there? I asked him. I was playing with my new friend, he said. I poured him some milk and continued to pry as any good mother would. Does your friend have a name? Why didn't you ask him to have lunch with us? His name is Laughing Jack, he said. Oh, that's a strange name. What does your friend look like? He's a clown. He has long hair and big swirly cone nose. He's got long arms and baggy pants with stripy socks, and he always smiles. That's when I realized my son was talking about an imaginary friend. It was dark. I was in some kind of rundown amusement park. I was scared, running through an endless field. Hold on, I skipped something. The rest of the day went by as per usual. It was starting to get late, so I put James to bed and tucked him in. Gave him a kiss and made sure to turn on his nightlight before I closed the door. I was pretty tired myself, so I decided to go to bed not long after. And then I had an awful nightmare. It was dark. I was in some kind of rundown amusement park. I was scared, running through an endless field of empty tents, broken down rides, and abandoned game huts. The whole place had a horrible look to it. Everything was black and white. The prized stuffed animals all hung from nooses in the game huts, all with sick grins stitched into their faces. It felt like the whole park was looking at me, even though there wasn't another living thing in sight. Then suddenly, I began to hear music play. The sounds of Pop Goes the Weasel being played on a squeeze box echoed through the park. It was hypnotizing. I followed its tune, but the circus tent almost in a trance, unable to stop my legs from moving forward. It was pitch black. The only light came from a single spotlight shining on the center of the big top. As I walked toward the light, the music slowed down. I found myself singing along, unable to stop. I'm not going to sing this part for you guys, sorry. There's a section here just saying.
Yeah, now you're on choir.
Teal disliked this? That's fine. Dislikes are still interacting with the video, so doesn't matter to me. The music stopped right before its climax, and suddenly the lights shot on. The intensity of the light was practically blinding. All I could see was a small dark silhouette shuffling towards me. Then another one appeared, and another, and another. There were dozens of them, all coming toward me. I couldn't move. My legs were frozen. All I could do was watch as the haunting figures drew nearer. As they got closer, I could see they were children. As I looked at each one, I noticed they were all horribly disfigured and mutilated. Some had cuts all over their body, others were severely burnt, and others were missing limbs, even eyes. The children enveloped me, clawing at my flesh, dragging me to the ground and tearing inside me. As the children tore me apart and I faded away, all I could hear was laughter. Horrible, awful, evil laughter. I woke up the next morning in a cold sweat. After taking a few deep breaths, I looked over and saw that a few of James' action figures were positioned facing me on top of my nightstand. I sighed. James had probably woken up early and put these here. I gathered up the toys and made my way to James' room. However, when I opened the door, James was sound asleep. I just shrugged and placed the toys back into his toy box and headed out into the living room. A little while later, James woke up and I made him breakfast. He was quiet and seemed a bit groggy. Perhaps he didn't sleep well either. I decided to ask him about the toys. James, honey, did you put the toys in Mommy's room this morning? His eyes shot up for a moment, then quickly glanced back down at his cereal. Laughing Jack did it. Well, you tell Laughing Jack to keep the toys in your room. James nodded and finished up his breakfast, then decided to go out and play in his backyard. I went to relax in the living room, and I must have dozed off because I woke up a couple of hours later. I need to go check on James. I was a bit worried. It had been over 2 hours and I haven't checked on him. I stepped out into the backyard, but James wasn't there anymore. I was getting nervous, so I called out to him. James, where are you? Just then I heard a giggle from the front yard. I rushed through the gate toward the front of the house. James was sitting on the sidewalk. I breathed a sigh of relief and walked over to him. James, how many times have I told you to stay in the backyard? James, what are you eating? James looked up at me, then reached into his pocket and pulled out a handful of hard candies in all colors. This made me very nervous. James, who gave you that candy? James, please tell me who gave you that candy. Laughing Jack gave it to me. My heart sunk. James, I've heard enough of this damn Laughing Jack thing. He is not real. Now this is a real serious situation. I need to know who gave you the candy. But Mama, Laughing Jack gave me the candy. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. James had never lied to me before, and he was telling me what he was telling me was impossible. I made him spit out the candy and threw the rest away. James appears to be fine. Maybe I'm just overreacting. After all, he could have gotten it from Tom and Linda from next door, or Mr. Walker down the street. Either way, I'm going to have to keep a closer eye on James. That night, I put him to sleep and decided to go to bed early myself. I'm just reading Laughing Jack. We're almost done with it. Suddenly, I was awoken by a loud bang coming from the kitchen. I sprung out of bed and hurried down the stairs. When I got to the kitchen, I was horrified. Everything on the counters had been thrown onto the floor, and our dog Fido hung dead from the light fixture. His stomach was cut open and stuffed with candy. My shock was quickly broken by a sharp scream coming from James's room. I quickly grabbed a knife from the drawer and moved up the stairs at the speed that only a mother whose child was in danger could. I burst through the door and flicked on the lights. Everything in the room was knocked over and tossed on the floor, my poor son in his bed crying and shaking with fear. I scooped up my child and ran out of the house and went next door, to Tom and Linda's house. Luckily, they were still awake. They let me use their phone and I called the police. It didn't take them long to arrive and I explained what had happened. They looked at me as if I were crazy. They searched the house, but all they found was a dead dog and 2 trashed rooms. The officer told me that someone had probably gotten into the house and done this right before making a quick escape. The next day, James stayed inside. I don't want him to leave my sight. I went to the garage and found his old baby monitor and set it up in his room. If anything comes into it tonight, I was going to be able to hear it. I went into the kitchen and grabbed the largest knife from the drawer and put it on my nightstand. Imaginary friend or not, I'm not letting anything hurt my little boy. Soon enough, night came. I put James to bed. He was afraid, but I promised him that I wasn't going to let anything happen to him. I tucked him in, gave him a kiss, and turned on the nightlight before closing the door, and I whispered to him, "Good night, James. I love you." I tried to stay up as long as I could, but after a few hours, I felt myself drifting off. My baby would be safe for the night, and I needed to sleep. As I lay my head on the pillow, I heard a soft noise come from the baby monitor. I put on my nightstand. At first, it sounded like interference, but like the kind of radio would make. Then it turned into a soft moan. Was James asleep? Then I heard it, the laugh from my nightmare, that horrible laugh. I sprung up from my bed and grabbed the knife from under my pillow. I rushed over to James' room and creaked the door open. I tried the light switch, but it wouldn't come on. I took a step in, and I could feel the warm, thick liquid on my feet. Suddenly, James' nightlight came on, and I could see the absolute horror laid out in front of me. James's body was nailed to the wall, the nails piercing through his hands and feet. His chest was cut open wide, and his organs hung down to the floor. I was disgusted. I could hardly believe this was my baby boy. Then I could hear a soft, desperate moan. He was still alive. He was barely clinging on to life. I ran across the room and vomited on the floor. But my sickness was interrupted by a horrible cackle coming from behind me. I spun around while still wiping the bile from my mouth. Then out of the shadows emerged the fiend responsible for all this horror, Laughing Jack. His ghost white skin and matted black hair hung down to his shoulders. He had piercing white eyes and surrounded by dark black rings. His twisted smile revealed a row of sharp, jagged teeth, and his skin didn't look like skin at all. It almost looked like rubber or plastic. He wore a patchy black and white clown outfit with striped sleeves and socks. His body itself was grotesque, his long arms hanging down past his waist. He let out a sickening laugh, as if to let me know he was pleased with my reaction to his work. He then turned around slowly in front of James, and began to laugh even more at the horrific sight he was laid out. That was enough to shake me from my terror. I snapped, "Get away from him." I rushed at the monster, raising the knife above my head and stabbed down at him, but as soon as the knife touched him, he disappeared in a cloud of smoke. The knife passed right through him and pierced James' still beating heart, splashing the warm blood on my face. No, what have I done? I immediately fell to my knees, and I could hear sirens in the distance, growing louder. I promised Molly would protect you, but I failed. I'm sorry, James. Sorry. Police soon arrived to find me in front of my son, still wielding the knife covered in my baby's blood. The trial was short. Insanity. I was placed in the Firapolos house for the criminally insane, where I have been for the past 2 months. Not so bad here. The only reason I am awake now is because someone is playing Pop Goes the Weasel outside my window. I'll talk to the orderlies about it in the morning. Yeah. This isn't the story I read, actually. I read the origin of Laughing Jack, but this is still interesting. It was good. Laughing Jack, I mean, there's a lot of gore sections randomly. Like, randomly it would get really gory and grotesque.
Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, it was kind of Jack the Ripper-esque, I guess. Maybe I just thought people are afraid of clowns.
The organs and them cut up and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know why she didn't call the ambulance first before. Maybe she was too much in shock because Laughing Jack was, killing her son. Also, I don't understand why she like ran at her to. I don't know. I just don't know how she would stab her son on the wall when Laughing Jack was standing right there, unless he was standing super close. That's good reading. Well, thank you. I've gotten better at reading on the spot. Normally, it takes me forever to read through one entire story without making a ton of mistakes. Wow, this got 8.5 or 8.85 rating. What would you guys give it? I'm shooting for like a 6 or a 7. It's not amazing, but it's still pretty decent. What if Jeff the Killer had a brother? Jeff the Killer did have a brother. He killed his brother. Hello,
And he became
John.
a clown.
John, are you egg? Is that why you have an egg in there? Yeah, he killed his brother. I can't remember. I mean, the gore was not my favorite, but the story was nice. Yeah, the story's not terrible. It builds up. I wish there was a little. It's not written super well, but it was enough to follow. I also skipped a lot of lines because there's just a lot of filler stuff. So I was able to actually just read through it ahead it and then skip to the next section while not losing it. I think her son was still alive. He was barely alive, so she should have definitely called an ambulance right away.
Anyone to survive.
And also, I wouldn't if there was something like that happening. I would have let the kid sleep in her room. I don't know why she let him stay in his own room. Like I would have stayed in his room for sure. You're not stupid. It's okay. Sometimes you just miss sections. I've missed some sections too. All right, I'm gonna give it a 7. Still good. Could use some work. All right. Now for the Q&A section. I have some questions here. Got to pull from. You guys can ask questions in the chat too. What do you think is the most creepy game you've ever played or seen? Ooh, that's a good question and perfect timing. What is the most creepy game I've ever played? So I have a fear of xenomorphs. Like aliens, I guess. Not all aliens, but just, the xenomorph aliens. So, yeah, Alien Isolation, I think is what it's called. Terrifying game. Didn't finish it. Literally could not finish it. Just because the aliens freak me out so much. The game itself is good, obviously. The creepiest game I played ever, though? I don't know. What do you think, Andrew?
Outlast is pretty creepy.
Outlast?
First one.
Yeah, Outlast, the first one was creepy. I think
So was Resident Evil 7.
Resident Evil 7 was good, but I think 6 was scary. Or not 6. 7 was definitely the scariest for sure. Something from the dark web? What is your favorite gaming creepypasta? My favorite one right now is still The Princess from all the ones I've read. With NES Godzilla and Ben Drowned following closely behind. For sure. Have I played Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion? I have not. I've seen a lot of stuff on it, and I saw when it was like a thing. Can I make an SCP iceberg? Yeah, I mean, I can. I can throw on a list of icebergs. I have a lot of icebergs planned, but if I can get into the SCP Foundation stuff, that'd be cool. I'm trying to branch out a little bit. Right now, my channel is mostly creepypasta stuff, but I want to do more than that. Herobrine and Sonic.exe are both part of your childhood. Yeah, they're both good stories, too. I definitely enjoy Herobrine more than Sonic.exe, but that's more because I was kind of going through a small Minecraft phase back then. I still like Sonic. I love Sonic. Sonic's one of my favorite video game characters of all time. I played just about every Sonic game out there.
Knuckles is better.
Knuckles? I mean, Knuckles doesn't have any creepypastas, I don't think.
I'm sure there is one.
Oh, I'm sure you can find one, yeah. The scariest creepypasta in my childhood that scared me. Creepypastas?
You were like a teenager, right?
I was a teenager when creepypastas were coming out, like 2008, 2009, I guess. I guess I was more of a kid then. What is... I don't know when they all came out. That's...
For me, it was Jeff the Killer.
Oh, the Jeff the Killer photo literally gave me nightmares.
Yeah.
I literally woke up to the Jeff the Killer face image just randomly appearing in my mind. Like, I have it up, actually. If no one minds me showing it real quick.
I do.
This thing. Well, you can't see my screen either.
I can.
Oh.
watching the live stream.
Well, this image is definitely like great. Is there a creepypasta Splatoon lore? I don't know actually. Splatoon's got some
Yeah,
interesting lore.
Creepy lore.
Yeah, I really like the lore of Splatoon. I actually have to play it again just to get some footage for the creepypasta or the creepy iceberg. Yeah. Have you ever seen Herobrine? Have I ever seen him in real life? No.
Yeah.
In game, have I thought I've seen him? Like twice. Because I used to play on a laptop, same as the actual author, and that thing could barely run anything. So when it was running Minecraft, it looked disgusting.
Me
So,
and you hung out last week.
You and who hung out last week?
Herobrine.
Oh, you guys hung out last week? How was he?
He's pretty chill now.
Yeah, the Jeff the Killer face is pretty. I mean, even though it's like obviously fake, just something about it scares me.
It's the eyelidlessness.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously like a doctored photo, but yeah. Ooh, what was that creepypasta about the creature that comes out at 3 a.m. and it'll kill you with like it like drills nails into your head and puts a bag on your face or something,
It's the eyes.
and then you become that creature? I can't remember what it's called. It's like 3 a.m. or something. It's a creepypasta I read years ago. It's probably one of my earliest ones, back when I was first figuring out what creepypastas were. And he would come out at 3 a.m. and he would kill people. And then if they killed you, you became that creature that would come out at 3 a.m. and kill the next person. Remember, in the subway, we will sanitize Octolings. I actually haven't played through the story of those games. I really should. In your opinion, what is the least scary game creepypasta? For me, it's Polybius. I like Polybius. I'm definitely not scared by it. Crap. I need to look at like a list of gaming creepypastas. I cannot think of any off the top of my head right now. Oh, I just accidentally.
The Rayman one is not creepy at all.
Oops, I just accidentally closed out of all my tabs. Having two monitors can be an issue sometimes. Okay. And we are back.
Yeah, I'll go with Rayman.
Rayman one? I mean, it's hard because I can just pick one that's poorly written, sure.
Well, it's not part written, it's just not scary.
It's not scary. I mean, there's a lot that I wouldn't consider scary, but are like also not interesting, I guess. Let me find my list. I have a list of creepypastas somewhere. I can just go to the wiki, I guess. I didn't think Zombie Ron was very scary. I like the story, but like, I don't know, it could have been more interesting. I usually have the creepypasta website saved, ready to go. I have a list of questions too people sent me, so I'll probably answer some of those as well. I haven't looked at them yet. What are you having for dinner? Oh, okay, that's not really a good question, but I mean, oh, it's a fine question actually. Nachos.
Beans.
You're having beans for dinner? What kind of beans?
Fried beans.
I usually do black beans.
Because I can't eat solid things.
Can you eat black beans?
Solid.
I guess they're kind of solid. Where's the gaming?
Red beans are not solid.
You can eat soups.
Soups, refried beans are good. I ate some watermelon.
What kind of... Wait, you ate your tooth removed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which tooth?
One of the back ones.
Where's the gaming section? Oh, here we go. They're under video games, not gaming. The Who Are You Running From creepypasta is probably my least favorite. I just remembered that. Like, it's not scary. The actual images are terrifying. If like out of context, very scary. And if you found them as a kid, terrifying. The story itself is just about a cult. Not really that scary to me.
Are they a cannibal cult?
I don't think they're a cannibal cult.
Okay.
I just watched Nexpo's video about a new cult. He just uploaded it today. It's really interesting. It's not a new cult. It's about a cult from the 70s. Which is crazy. Gotta go to sleep. Alright. Have a good night. And yeah, I'll look into the SCP iceberg if someone hasn't made it already. I mean, there's like 4 or 5 creepypasta icebergs. I'm definitely gonna make one myself because I like the genre too much. Have you watched Diminish? No, I have not seen Diminish. Petscop? Yeah, I like Petscop. I'm gonna do a full deep dive into Petscop too, which is why I didn't haven't done anything on it yet, because I really want to dive into the lore of Petscop. I think Petscop's really interesting. Same with Crow 64. I did put Crow 64 on there though. I don't remember what happened to Petscop. It might have just accidentally got removed. I will do a Petscop video eventually. I'm trying not to cover too many things that people have already covered though, because then my video gets lost in their videos. So, your essays and everything crashed? That is really sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, Petscop, yeah. I definitely need like more free time, because work has me running around all crazy right now. And I don't make enough on YouTube to leave my job, so, you know. What's for a remake of a game? Yo, Andrew, you want to take this question?
Remake?
Yeah, I'm sure you got a few in there.
Let's see.
I already have one in my
Final
mind.
Fantasy VII is really good.
Final Fantasy VII remake?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Resident Evil 2 remake.
That'd be the next one I was gonna say.
Yeah, Resident Evil 2 is my favorite remake, probably of all time. Because Resident Evil 2 is good still, but... What is it?
Does Persona 4 Golden count?
I mean, yeah, it's not really a remake. It's more like a upgrade, re-release, kind of like Persona 5 to Persona 5 Royal. Myst. I have heard of Myst. I haven't played it. It's on Game Pass now, though, so I might actually play it soon. I didn't have a computer in the 90s, so I didn't get to play a lot of the 90s games.
Oh, the Gears of War Ultimate Edition is also really good.
Oh, yeah, the Gears of War Ultimate Edition. I agree. The multiplayer's okay. It needs more work. Oh, yeah, when do you want to play Gears of War 2, by the way?
Thought we're doing that today.
We can after the stream, if you have time still. I don't have my Xbox in here. It's in my living room, so I have to pull it into here, or I can just get on something. Children of Morta? I have that downloaded, actually. I haven't touched it, though. Have you heard of Team Fortress 2? Yes, I have heard of Team Fortress 2.
No.
What's better, Sonic 06 or Sonic 106? What? What's 106? Sonic 06 is not the worst game in the world, contrary to like popular belief. It sucks, it has a lot of issues, but it's definitely not the worst game of all time. I've played some pretty bad games. Oh, I won't start Benjamin without you. Let me know when you get back and I'll start it up. I'm probably going to do Squidward's... I guess I can say it on Squidward's Suicide's probably next. So, yeah. Also, something I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find some smaller YouTubers to also collaborate with on content. Oh, there's a Sonic GBA port? I did not know that, actually, of Sonic 06. Interesting. It's probably not great, but I do like GBA ports of games. Like, I replayed all of the Marios on GBA. Those are fun. Do I think every copy of Mario 64 is personalized? Can be. I think our experiences with every video game are personalized, regardless of the fact that we're all playing the same game. So, if Andrew and I decided we're going to play, I don't know, what's a game we could play that's kind of open-ended?
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, okay, so we're both playing Breath of the Wild. We're going to have two very different experiences based on the fact that one of us could go one completely different direction than the other. There's a few Smash Bros. Pastas? Oh, I have heard of that, actually. I remember that. Smash Bros. Is a game I used to play a ton, too. I've not played it in a while.
How'd you get to Death Mountain?
How do you get to Death Mountain? I just launched myself up there. And then I took the fruit thingies, so that way I would never take fire damage instead of getting the actual fire armor.
Oh, I climbed from I think the east
I
and just
use.
used springs,
Mhm.
hot springs, and food to slowly heal myself, so I never died until I reached the city and bought the armor.
Well, the first thing I did was do the water area so I can get Mifine's
I did that
blessing or
too.
whatever. Because her thing is
By the way,
broken. It's
I didn't
busted.
know you can get a potion and not take fire damage because I didn't come up from the bottom. I came
You can make a
direct.
food too.
Yeah, I, I came directly from the east.
Minecraft is the most personalized game. Everybody has a different experience with Minecraft. That's why there's so many Minecraft YouTubers. Because everybody plays the game differently. Everyone approaches it differently. Everyone's maps are different.
Some people don't push it at all.
Some people just, yeah. I thought about doing a Minecraft stream, making my own Minecraft server and stuff. I just haven't got around to it yet. Our opinions and thoughts change the way we perceive games. Very true. Like, every game is personal to you. Every story is personal to you. Every movie, everything. It's just how you see it. Oh, also, if you guys know any other small iceberg YouTubers around my size, like maybe a little more, like 5, 10K, 15K, let me know. I wanna do some I was gonna say cross play. Crossovers or whatever. No, I want to do some collabs. I need some people to collaborate with. I'm trying to do a collab for a video coming up it's going to be the indie horror game Iceberg, and I've already got a few people lined up who want to help me with that one. So, yeah.
Trunks.
I love answering questions. I love talking to the community. That's why I started YouTube, was so I can have a community I can talk to and share videos with.
Wish I could talk around.
Yeah, Andrew, I just got his tooth removed, so he can't talk. Also, you guys should check out his channel. It's really good. Shameless
I have
plug.
a singular video.
Yeah, he has one video. It's about Ruby, so if anyone likes Ruby. Hold on. So I can find your channel this time. I need to change my picture to my icon. Oh, brother, you're at 12 subs already.
I got one today.
Here's his channel. It's called Forever Luigi. He needs a banner.
I'm waiting. I'm doing one as soon as I have one channel.
Yeah, Forever Luigi.
Ruby is an anime. It's a Western anime, so I don't know if you want to consider it anime or not, but it's anime like inspired.
Ruby is more like a web series, an animated web series.
It's animated.
Yeah, they use 3D animation. It gets better.
The animation gets a lot better as it goes. Yeah.
What is the
Animation
weirdest
is
form of
pretty good.
DLC? Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's cool.
You're working on a
If
small
you want
horror
to
game?
finish it, or if
Oh,
you need someone to beta test it, we'd be happy to.
I love indie horror games. I would love to see it. Oh, you were the 10th sub. Nice. I was like number 4 or 3 or 2. I don't remember.
Commented E on my video, and I was like, cool.
Yeah, you should always reply to your comments too. Comments help the algorithm as well, so that's nice. What do you guys think about? I'm probably gonna do a poll on this later, but what do you guys think about me doing the icebergs but with my face on screen for some of it? Because I have a camera that I haven't really used and it's kind of wasting space, and I want to use it some more. So
Oh, don't say that.
it's gonna be garbage. I mean, the way I look at things like projects and creative works is
I mean, RPG
everything
makes
you
it
make's gonna be everything you make's gonna start off not to what you want it to be, and then it'll slowly get better. I've been doing YouTube for 4 years, and I still don't think I'm at a level yet where I consider myself a good YouTuber. Like, my editing could use some work, my narration stuff, like my voice is kind of hit or miss when reading some of the lines. And then I think I could definitely work a lot more on my scripts. I used to be a writer, so I'm okay at it, but I could be a lot better. Also, my research stuff needs some work. My research is very limited.
I did 3 hours of research on dissociative personality disorder for this video.
That's the research I want to do. I want to research topics like that. I'm thinking about doing a
It's fun.
series based
I
on.
learned a lot.
I'm gonna do a series based on random things soon. I'm gonna try to get. I'm gonna do icebergs, but I'm also gonna do a different series in between them, so that way I'm not just doing iceberg videos all the time.
I wanted to put more about it in it, but I didn't have the time.
You want to make an indie horror game as well? Hey, I'm sure your game will be good. By the way, like just if you put your effort into it and you keep practicing and getting better, like voicing, like I don't know if you're voicing your own characters or if you're paying Fiverr voice actors or whatever you're doing. Like I would definitely do it.
I will give you shitty voice acting for free.
I will also give you terrible voice acting for free. I've always wanted to voice act a character in a game that dies. So if you need someone who's dying and needs to say something like, "Oh no, he's killing me," then yeah, I'll do it. There's not gonna be any voice acting. Also fine.
That's safe.
Yeah, when I was making a game, I was using Unreal Engine, which was terrible to start off with, by the way. But it was fun.
RPG Maker is the best one to start off with.
Yeah, I heard RPG Maker is good, and then I've also heard Unity is really good. It's going to be extremely short. Hey, there was a guy who made a 2-hour game, and it sold pretty well. All right, here's a question to you guys. Are there any urban legend or like horror stories from where you live that only your region knows about? Something free? I mean, there are some good free. There's Unreal Engine's entirely free. The assets are free. Every month they give out a new set of assets for free, so you can go on there. But if your computer's not strong enough to run Unreal Engine, it's gonna be not the best. My computer is barely strong enough to run it.
Not free?
Unity? I don't know if Unity's free. I don't use Unity. Oops. Forever Luigi, friends. Good stuff. Go ahead and jump away. Is that what you want to go by too, Andrew? Should I start calling you Luigi?
Call me Ouija, yeah.
Call you Ouija. You should go with the name Call Me Ouija. Is there somebody with that name already? Hold on.
Oh, it's call me Carson. I don't want to be associated with something like that.
He's come back, actually. I don't know how to spell. Call Me Ouija. The Ouija.
Oh, I got another view. Thank you if it was one of you guys.
Call Me Wine? Okay, there's no Call Me Ouija, apparently. That would have been a cool name, Call Me Ouija, but there's a lot of people with Call Me something. There's like Call Me Kevin as well, whose videos I used to watch a ton of. I have a horror story about my town, but it's not that great. Basically, a giant old hospital with World War II that apparently has cuts and all the, or colts and all there, but that's just about it. That's still pretty cool. I still have 2009 Windows. Hey, 2009 Windows was the best Windows, all right? Once we hit Windows 8, life was over. Windows 8 kind of went to trash. That's why they made Windows 10 so fast. And now we're about to get Windows 11, actually. There's an urban legend where I live in Puerto Rico where the first chupacabra was actually a man with a straw hat. But then it got more popular and changed to a dog feed. Ah, I hadn't heard that one before. That's pretty cool. I've followed some of the chupacabra legends.
Eats goats, right? With this man with straw hat eating goats?
Yeah, chupacabra is the one that sucks blood of goats. Remember Dad telling us the story when we were kids, Andrew?
Yeah, he saw the chupacabra.
Yeah, he said he saw one, yeah. Dad's pretty superstitious, though. I like that about him.
Chupacabra.
What?
Only the chupacabra. Only the chupacabra.
No, the lady in white, too.
Well, okay. Really? Are you sure? My store is haunted.
Your store's haunted? By you?
Yeah, by me.
Wow, that sucks. You should stop haunting it.
Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, like I put a box on my set a box on this rack in my back room. On the camera, you can see it slowly push and then fall into the trash can.
Can you give me that footage, please?
Yeah.
I would love to see that footage. Thank you. I wonder if I should do like a ghost sightings through history iceberg. Go through all the ghost sightings people have had over the years, because there's a ton of them. But like, there's some pretty interesting stuff out there. I've done a lot of research into ghosts and supposed paranormal stuff, so I'd be definitely interested. All right, I think it's about time we do another creepypasta. So we're gonna be doing Squidward's suicide real quick. Disclaimer, I haven't read this in a while, so I don't know if there's any like crazy profanity that would get me flagged on YouTube.
Hate the copper tooth one though.
Yeah, someone disliked the stream. There's 2 dislikes, which is weird. I've never gotten any dislikes on my streams before. So I don't know who came in here and disliked it and left. Yeah, you have a good night too. Thanks for watching. And yes, Petscop is in the works. I have a lot of videos in the works, so I'm never going to stop creating videos, so at some point you'll see it. You want to see one? Oh, well, either way. I mean, dislikes are dislikes. It doesn't really hurt the video. It shows people watched it and had to go and click dislike. What does hurt the video is watching it for a second and leaving.
On a stream though. So
It's a stream, yeah, so it doesn't matter as much. That's fine. Okay, let's read Squidward's Suicide. I just want to start off by saying if you want an answer at the end, prepare to be disappointed. There just isn't one. I was an intern at Nickelodeon Studios in the year of 2005 for my degree in animation. It wasn't paid, of course. Most internships aren't. Unless you live in California, then it's required to be paid now. But it did have some perks beyond education. To adjust to, it might not seem like a big one, but most kids at the time would, I don't know, themselves over it. Not to curse, because, you know, don't want to get flagged or whatever. Now, since I work directly with the editors and animators, I have to view the new episodes days before they aired. I'll get right to it without giving too many unnecessary details. They had very recently made the SpongeBob movie, and the entire staff was somewhat sapped of creativity, so it took them longer to start up the season. But the delay lasted longer for more upsetting reasons. There was a problem with the Series 4 premiere that set everyone and everything back several months. Me and 2 other interns were in the editing room, along with the lead animators and sound editors for the final cut. We received the copy that was supposed to be Fear of a Krabby Patty, and gathered around the screen to watch. Now, given that this isn't the final yet, animators often put up a mock title card. Sort of inside joke for us with phony, oftentimes lewd titles, such as How Sex Doesn't Work instead of Rockabye by Evolve. When SpongeBob and Patrick adopt a sea scallop. Nothing particularly funny, but work-related chuckles. So when we saw the title card Squidward's Suicide, we didn't think it more than just a morbid joke. One of the interns did a small throat laugh at it. The happy-go-lucky music plays as is normal. The story began with Squidward practicing his clarinet, hitting a few sour notes like normal. We hear SpongeBob laughing outside and Squidward stops, yelling at him to keep it down as he had a concert that night and needs to practice. SpongeBob says okay and goes to see Sandy with Patrick. The Bubbles splash screen comes up, and we see the ending of Squidward's concert. This is when things began to feel off. While playing, a few frames repeat themselves, but the sound doesn't. At this point, sound is synced up with animation, so yes, that's not common. But when he stops playing, the sound finishes as if the skips never happened. There's a slight murmuring in the crowd before they begin to boo him. Not normal cartoon booing that is common in the show, but you could very clearly hear malice in it. Squidward's in full frame and looks visibly afraid. The shot goes to the crowd with SpongeBob in center frame, and he too is booing, very much unlike him. That isn't the oddest thing though. What is odd is everyone had hyper-realistic eyes. Very detailed, clearly not shots of real people's eyes, but something a bit more real than CGI. The pupils were red. Some of us looked at each other, obviously confused, but since we weren't the writers, we didn't question its appeal to children yet. The shot goes to Squidward sitting on the edge of his bed, looking very forlorn. The view out of his porthole window is out of a night sky, so it isn't very long after the concert. The unsettling part is at this point there is no sound, literally no sound. Not even the feedback from the speakers in the room. It's as if the speakers were turned off, though their status showed them working perfectly. He just sat there blinking in this silence for about 30 seconds. Then he started to sob softly. He put his hands, tentacles, over his eyes and cried quietly for a full minute. All the while, the sound in the background very slowly growing from nothing to barely audible. It sounded like a slight breeze through a forest. The screen slowly begins to zoom in on his face. By slow, I mean it's only noticeable if you look at shots 10 seconds apart, side by side. His sobbing gets louder, more full of hurt and anger. The screen then twitches a bit, as if it twitches in on itself. Or as it twists in on itself. For a split second, then back to normal. The wind through the trees sound gets slowly louder and more severe, as if a storm is brewing somewhere. The eerie part is this sound and Squidward's sobbing sounded real, as if the sound wasn't coming from the speakers, but as if the speakers were holes the sound were coming through from the other side. As good as the sound of the studio likes to have, they don't purchase the equipment to be that good to produce sound of that quality. Below the sound of the winds and sobbing, very faint, something sounding like laughter. It came at odd intervals, and it never lasted more than a few seconds, so you had a hard time pinning it. We watched the show twice, so pardon me if things sound too specific, but I've had time to think about them. After about 30 seconds of this, the screen blurred and twitched violently, and something flashed over the screen, as if a single frame was replaced. The lead animation editor paused and rewound frame by frame, but what he saw was horrible. It was a still photo of a dead child. He couldn't have been more than 6. The face was mangled and bloodied. One eye dangling over his upturned face popped. He was naked down to his underwear, his stomach crudely cut open and his entrails laying beside him. He was laying on some pavement that was probably a road. The most upsetting part was that there was a shadow of the photographer. There was no crime tape, no evidence tags or markers, and the angle was completely off for a shot designed to be evidence. It would seem the photographer was the person responsible for the child's death. We were of course mortified, but pressed on, hoping this was just a sick joke. The screen flipped back to Squidward, still sobbing louder than before, in half body and frame. There was now what appeared to be blood running down his face from his eyes. The blood was done in a hyper-realistic style, looking as if you touched it, you'd get blood on your fingers. Wager?
Of course it was.
Of course it was, yeah. The wind sounded now as if it were part of a gale, blowing through the forest. There was even snapping sounds of branches, the laughing, a deep baritone lasting at longer intervals and coming more frequently. After about 20 seconds, the screen again twisted and showed a single frame photo. The editor was reluctant to go back, and we all were, but he knew he had to. This time the photo was that of what appeared to be a little girl, no older than the first child. I'm just going to skip some of this stuff. The show resumed. After about 5 seconds after this second photo was displayed, Squidward went silent, as did all sound like it was when this scene started. He put his tentacles down, and his eyes were now done in a hyper-realism like the others were in the beginning of the episode. They were bleeding, bloodshot, and pulsating. He just stared at the screen as if watching the viewer. After about 10 seconds, he started sobbing, this time not covering his eyes. The sound was piercing and loud, and most fear-inducing of all is his sobbing was mixed with screams. Tears and blood were dripping down his face at a heavy rate. The wind sound came back, and so did the deep-voiced laughing. At this time, the still photo lasted a good 5 frames. The animator was able to stop on the 4th and backed up. This time the photo was of a boy about the same age, but the scene was different. We saw the hand slowly lift out the guts and saw the kid's eyes focus on it. We even saw 2 frames of the kid beginning to blink. The lead sound editor told us to stop. He had to call in the creators to see this. Mr. Hillenberg arrived. Oh wait, did I miss the part where Squidward shot himself? No. Within about 15 minutes, he was confused as to why he was called down there. So the editors just continued the episode. Once the few frames were shown, all screaming, all sound again stopped. Squidward just started staring at the viewer, full frame of the face, for about 3 seconds. The shot quickly panned out and a deep voice said, "Do it." And we see Squidward's hands on a shotgun. Or Squidward's hands a shotgun. Wait. Oh, we see in Squidward's hands a shotgun. He immediately puts the gun to his mouth and pulls the trigger. Realistic blood and brain matter splatters the wall behind him in his bed, and he flies back with the force. The last 5 seconds of this episode show his body on the bed, on his sides, one eye dangling of what's left of his head. Above the floor, staring back at it, then the episode ends. Mr. Hillenberg is obviously angry at this. He demanded to know what the hell was going on. Most people left the room at this point, so it was just a handful of us to watch it again. Viewing the episode twice only served to imprint the entirety of it in my mind and caused me horrible nightmares. I'm sorry I stayed. The only theory we could think of was that the file was edited by someone in the chain from the drawing studio to here. The CTO was called in to analyze what had happened. The analysis of the file did show it was edited over by new material. However, the timestamp of it was a mere 24 seconds before we began viewing it. All equipment involved was examined for foreign software and hardware, as well as glitches, as if the timestamp may have glitched and showed the wrong time. But everything checked out fine. We don't know what happened, and to this day nobody knows. There was an investigation due to the nature of the photos, but nothing came of it. No children were identified, and no clues were gathered from the data involved, nor physical clues in the photos. I never believed in unexplainable phenomena before, but now that I have something happen and can't prove anything about it beyond anecdotal evidence, I think twice about things. Wow, I cannot say that word. And that's Squidward's Suicide. This is one of the earliest ones I watched too. Or read. It's a good story. Welcome back, Looney Mooney. And yep. Red Mist, game ending Squidward. Self game ending Squidward. Yeah. I haven't read the follow on. I know there's a follow on Creepypasta as well. Red Mist is a high quality video of Windows Movie Maker. Oh, I didn't know that. Suicide Squidward actually appeared in a recent episode of SpongeBob. Oh, yeah, I remember that video. Let's see if I can find it. Where can I find one that's just like a quick second? Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I remember they actually stopped this. So this is only in the original airing. After that, they changed it to something else. Yeah, they, have you heard of Plankton Got Served? That sounds really familiar, but no, I don't think so. Yeah, I changed to a picture of baby Squidward. That's still funny, but not as good as the creators referencing the creepypasta. Like, that's cool. Is there a Gravity Falls creepypasta, or is it just the lost episode Gravity Falls creepypasta? I remember reading a gross, creepy story about Gravity Falls, but it wasn't a creepypasta. It was more like a gross fan fiction. Yeah, it was like on the level of cupcakes for My Little Pony. So, yeah, there's a lost episode of Gravity Falls. Well, there's a lost episode of creepypasta of Gravity Falls. There's no lost episode. Gravity Falls lost episode. I don't know if this is it. Yeah. I don't even know if it's good or not. I haven't read through it myself. I just know it exists. That's my dog. I was like, who's sneezing in here? This stream is unavailable by Viacom. Interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely not reading NES Godzilla today. I thought about reading just the starting of it. But when does Red show up? I think it's part 2, isn't it? Doesn't matter. Is there going to be a stream tomorrow? Probably not. We're supposed to have really bad weather tomorrow. If it doesn't like pour and there's no thunderstorms messing with my power, maybe I'll do a stream tomorrow. Probably play a game. Probably want to do a creepypasta reading stream like I did today. Or I'm doing today. Hey, you made it. Welcome. Welcome. Sorry. I've been trying to drink water because my throat's drying out from all the reading. You sent me a video? Oh, you sent me your video. Oh, that's... Hold on. Which box am I looking at? Ander? Was the object that I was under solid?
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to put this into a video. Sorry, I got sent a video. My brother just sent me a video of a box at his work just falling off of nothing, like it was pushed.
The second one was the one too, where this camera cuts on the ground.
That's cool. I'm gonna use that. Sorry, back to the stream. Cool video. Thank you. I mean, I'm good. I don't know how everyone else is, but I'm doing great. I mean, it's hot in here. It's super hot in here, but it, you know, good otherwise. My throat's also drying up because of how hot it is in here and how much I'm talking and reading. I went to the gym today and it was just unbearably hot outside, but the gym itself was pretty cold. I like working out in cold places. It like tightens my joints. Oh yeah, rain is coming, so it should cool off here too. I didn't even think about that. I don't like that we're into September already and it's still in the 90s. Creepypastas? We read Squidward's Suicide already, and we read through Slenderman and Laughing Jack. I'm gonna do Jeff the Killer next, or Ben Drowned. Well, I'm not gonna read all of Ben Drowned because Ben Drowned's super, super, super long. Probably just talk about some of the stuff and everything else. My least favorite part, for starters, is the Cleverbot stuff. I don't think Cleverbot's that creepy. And the idea of Cleverbot wasn't that creepy. But Ben Drowned is a good story. It's just too long to read in one stream. A child drowning. That would be probably pretty hard to watch. Probably do Jeff the Killer next. Oh, hi, Cat. What are you doing back there? Come out to say hi? Well, go back to sleep. I don't need you running around my room. Yeah, Jeff the Killer's a gem of a story. It's got its issues, but I still like it. I've probably read through it like a million times by now. I can't even see where I'm scrolling at. Oh, the scroll wheels. Oh my, this is... Oh, it's got the comments and everything too. This isn't the original story, is it? Hold on. Gotta find the story. It should be on the Creepypasta wiki, shouldn't it? Is it not on the Creepypasta wiki? Did they remove it? Was it considered not a Creepypasta thing anymore? Now it's considered something else? Huh. Maybe I'm just missing it. Where's the search bar at? What is Jeff the Killer 2015? Is it a rewrite? Oh, it's incredibly long.
I've never beaten Dark Souls.
You never beaten Dark Souls? Wait, that's my Dark Souls? Yeah. Jeff the Killer, you see a lot of different... Whenever I look up Jeff the Killer, I find a ton of stuff. It's hard to figure out what I'm looking for here. The Dark Souls final boss or the Chuckster's stage from Mario Sunshine? I would rather fight a Dark Souls boss. Because at least Dark Souls, there's like an easy way to win. You can just dodge roll forever. In that game, it's just patience and annoyingness.
Which one's that one?
Mario Sunshine? It's one of the special stages, I'm pretty sure. Oh, you have another video you sent me? I'll watch that one later. Ghostly happenings, brother. It's all happening now. A friend just sent me a message saying they want to play D&D this weekend. Like, bro, I'm not playing D&D this weekend. I'm really busy this weekend. It's a 4-day weekend, though, so that's nice. Honestly, I really want to finish Dark Souls 3 because I never did. And I also want to finish Bloodborne because I also never did.
Not a big fan of Souls games.
What's up?
Not a big fan of Souls games, so...
I like Bloodborne a lot more than the Souls games, but I think they're fun. I like learning the mechanics of pairing. The pairing mechanics feel good in Dark Souls games.
The best Souls-like game is... what's that game called?
Are you talking about...
Neo 2.
Oh, Neo? I didn't think of Neo 2. I thought you were talking about the other one.
Code Vein?
Yeah, Code Vein. I like Code Vein a lot. I need to finish it.
Code Vein is also very good.
Kayla and I were playing it for a long time, and then we just stopped. I don't remember why. We did.
You were playing it, then I lost my data, something like that.
Oh, I mean, I started over too, but it's only 2-player. I wish it was 4. Though the game's pretty easy. Like I haven't had any issues yet with any bosses. The Manta Ray race from Mario Galaxy. You know, I've never finished Mario Galaxy, so yeah, I definitely need to get around to that.
Complete Mario Sunshine easily.
Oh yeah, I would for sure complete Mario Sunshine. I don't know anything about the Paul brothers really, and I don't plan on ever watching their content. Their content's not really my thing.
It depends. If the video is him getting knocked out, then sure.
Yeah, him getting knocked out by the other guy.
Boxer.
Oh yeah, when he boxed the other guy. See, I don't like the boxing things. That's super lame. Like,
He doesn't box boxers. He boxes other YouTuber and fan people.
yeah, I don't care about boxing at all. It's probably a cool sport. Somebody's really into it, but it's just not my
If
thing.
you're gonna box, you should box other professional boxers or amateur boxers.
Yeah, box someone in your level. It's like challenging someone to League of Legends when they're level 5 and being like, yeah, man, I'm at least silver. Come fight me. When they never played League of Legends before in their lives. That happened last week. I got invited to play League of Legends with Rotoba's guild. Well, I guess my guild now too, because I joined them.
Loser.
And so I played League of Legends with them, and it was pretty stompy. Every match. There's one match we lost, but every other match we won pretty handedly. And it wasn't as fun. It would have been way more fun if we played like in-house Halo or Call of Duty or something.
Like New Japan Pro Wrestling?
Pro wrestling?
So forget boxing.
Oh, Japanese wrestling is cool. I like Mexican wrestling too. Lucha Libre is pretty sweet looking. I used to like all wrestling. WWE's kind of fallen off a little bit for me. And I haven't touched it in years, but I did like the other stuff.
Now CM Punk's return to AEW. Or return to wrestling in AEW. Not that really mattered to me. I wasn't a CM Punk person. Stopped watching wrestling by the time he became big.
CM Punk?
Yeah.
I saw he came back.
When he did his, like when he reached peak, I stopped watching wrestling.
The last time I watched wrestling, well, probably like 10 years ago now. I lived at home. So yeah.
I got back into it a couple years ago when Steve and Larson were doing their podcast stuff.
Question all, what version do you prefer of MC? MC. I don't know what MC is that you're referring to specifically.
Minecraft.
Minecraft? Oh, is that what it means? Java probably. I still use Java Minecraft specifically because I can mod it a lot easier, I feel like, than the Windows version. And also I can run old versions. So I was able to go, if anyone's watched my Herobrine video, that all that footage I got from that was from me playing on the Java version for the original version that the game was on. Gotta go. BRB. Okay. You got a bunch of League ads at one point? League of Legends is a good game, but it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of complicated, and it's not really, unless you're like really invested in the characters, lore, and like the actual game itself. It's kind of hard to recommend to other people.
I like the characters and stuff, which is why I'm gonna play all the other stuff that's not the main game.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really get into League of Legends anymore. The fan base is kind of toxic. They're not all toxic, obviously, but I just don't have the competitive drive to play the game anymore. I was playing it for like 9 years straight.
I'll play the what is it called? The isometric RPG that's coming out.
Oh yeah, they're also doing an MMO supposedly. The card game's supposed to be pretty good too.
The Hearthstone's not Hearthstone.
The Hearthstone. It's not really Hearthstone really at all, really.
They're all very similar.
Yeah, meat's on the fridge. What's on the fridge?
Meat.
Minecraft on the fridge. I haven't played Minecraft on my fridge yet, mostly because I don't have a nice fridge.
You know, smart fridge.
Nope. I don't know why I would buy a smart fridge.
Oh, hell.
Question: is it possible to remake a 2D game, 2D level in Minecraft? Yeah, you can remake 2D levels in Minecraft.
It'd be 3D. Yeah.
It would be a 3D, 2D level, yeah. I definitely enjoy some of that. What song is this? Sounds really familiar. Cold Shivers. Oh, good stuff. I'm also working on putting together a playlist that's gonna have all of the songs I've used in my videos. Just a giant playlist with every song that's been in my videos since the beginning. So that'll be cool. And I'm gonna be uploading all my game footage as well. So every game I've ever played, you're gonna have free footage anyone you can use. Because I feel like not enough people share their footage, and it's a lot harder to find footage. Because we were making the first part to the gaming, like creepy moments in games or whatever, we had to physically go out and find every piece of footage for that video. So it required us to go back and play a lot of games we hadn't played in years just to get footage for it. So like the scene from Fable, that was me. Hitman, that wasn't me actually. What was the other one that we did? There's a lot of the videos on there. But I want to share footage with people that need game footage to use for their videos. So I'm going to make a channel that's separate that all it does is upload game footage for anyone to use.
Let me see.
Did you make Edeled creepypastas? Yeah, I saw that he makes other stuff. I haven't really looked into his channel in a while. But Edeled was a good creepypasta. And I'm glad he didn't just milk Edeled and he started making more stuff. Oh yeah, Dragon Age footage. That's right.
Mass Effect.
Do that in Mario Maker. I really want to get Mario Maker. I'm on the fence about it though, still. Okay, why can't I find the original Jeff the Killer creepypasta? Where is it at? It exists for sure. Okay, maybe it's on the creepypasta wiki? Creepypasta files? Maybe this is it. Yeah, so I'm gonna upload copyright-free video game footage for everybody to use. So if any of you guys are like,
because the game's still owned by someone.
Well, yes, but if somebody wants to use the footage, they can. All they have to do is mention the channel where they got it from, which will be our channel, and then they can go about their day. You know, port 3D into 2D. Well, good luck. Yeah, we're gonna be uploading copyright-free video game footage because I have so much saved. I need to put it somewhere. I'm running out of space. I have about 6 terabytes of footage, so I'm just gonna start uploading it. I have the entirety of Fallout 3, most of 4, New Vegas, all on my drive right now.
I have the entirety of Mass Effect.
Oh, I do too, actually. Mass Effect 3 and 1 are both saved on my hard drive.
I have 1, 2, 3 of the Legendary Edition version.
Oh, that's right, you played all 3. Oh, you should finish that video, by the way. I really want to watch it.
Yeah, I need to.
Well, whenever you're ready to start talking to the camera again because your voice or your mouth hurts or whatever.
Yeah, it'll be about a week.
Rip. Just upload some of your old videos.
I'm going to do my open questions video probably next Friday.
You should do the Scooby-Doo one too. Or you can remake the Scooby-Doo one if you want to.
I kind of want to re-record some of it.
Yeah. I think your video is great. You just need footage from Ruby to like vary some of the screens.
Yeah, it's like it's hard.
Oh, you already did it? Nice.
A book because there's no footage for a book.
It's from the book?
This is all speculation about a book.
Yeah, but you can put footage from Ruby from when Neo's on screen just to kind of vary.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to say you should vary your footage a little bit.
Yeah, I'll get the 5 minutes of the video.
Squidward's, yeah, the Squidward Redacted is very dark. I just read it a few minutes ago, and I forgot. It's kind of pretty dark. It's a good story. It's been a long time since I've read it. A lot of the creepypasta, what's the word I'm looking for? Cliches came from that story, like the having hyper realistic eyes that are red and stuff. Yeah, that came from that story. Well, it came from a lot of stories, but that was one of them. So, I have a question for the crowd though, for the chat. What do you guys think of me using? I think I asked earlier, or maybe I didn't. Of using video footage of me on screen for some of the iceberg videos. I know I didn't watch a lot of iceberg videos, so I didn't know if other people were doing this. And then I saw an iceberg video from I think the guy who's like the biggest iceberg channel, Wendigoon, I think is his name. He's always on screen. He just talks to the camera, and it works for him. He's got like hundreds of thousands of, he might have millions actually of subs by now. I haven't checked. So I thought about doing it myself. I have a nice camera. I barely get to use it. My background's really nice because I moved my desk to it where it's closer to my wall of artwork. I have a whole wall of artwork I got from cons and stuff. And I definitely want to show that off a little bit too. Hyper realistic face cam iceberg. That'd be fun. There's a lot of hyper realistic stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna probably put out a poll where I do whether they do face cams or not, because I know a lot of people don't like face cams. They just like to be enveloped in the story. But also a lot of people just listen, which is also great. My room is not the most echo free for sure, so I definitely have to figure that out too, if that's what you want. Probably what I want. It'd be easier to not have, because some games just don't have footage. So it'd be nice to just throw me on screen for those sections. Another issue is going to be lighting though, because my room's, yeah. Yeah, show your beautiful face. Thank you. I don't know if it's beautiful, but I do my best, you know. Yeah, I have 2 lights, but right now in summer, it's too hot to have those lights on me while I'm recording. You'll definitely see me start sweating.
I have 3 lights in my.
Oh, really? I have 2.
So I don't have a backlight good enough. I have to use my normal light for a backlight.
I make good white noise content. Well, thank you. I do like to make videos to be like background noise for people. That's why I'm trying to make that's why my streams aren't hidden anymore, I don't think. Also made a playlist for them, so you guys can just watch old streams if you need some background noise. I thought about making a video called Creepypasta Background Noise, and it's just me reading a bunch of creepypastas, and just a couple hours long of just nothing but narrations. I know other channels already do that, so nothing new, I guess. All right, I didn't find the original Jeff the Killer. Jane the Killer, Slenderman. Slenderman's... I know they had a crossover, Jeff the Killer versus Slenderman. I've never actually read it. Huh. Maybe I should do that sometime. Let's see. I still can't find the original creepypasta for Jeff the Killer. Come on, it's gotta be here somewhere.
Game, yeah.
What's up? There's one on Wattpad? Yeah, probably not. Oh, it's a YouTube video. Here's a creepypasta website has it. What's up?
Do it. Go on Wattpad.
Go on Wattpad? I know it's a fan fiction website. I've never actually been on it though. Oh, I found it.
It's a less popular one, for sure.
Oh, there's too many on here.
Yeah, we'll just read Slenderman fan fiction.
Oh, you guys want me to? I'm making that my 10K goal sub goal. We hit 10K goal or subs, we will easily do a Slenderman creepypasta or a fan fiction reading. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I can definitely do your 20th play of New Vegas. Man, I've played New Vegas several times now too. I played through 3 the most though. I've beat it like 5 or 6 times. I still haven't finished 4 because I'm interested and then I like lose interest at a certain point in the game. I don't know why, but I just do.
I can go to Skyrim.
Skyrim. I really want to finish Skyrim. I still haven't finished Skyrim either, which sucks because I actually like the game. I just haven't finished it. Okay, there are way too many. Oh, it's Jeff Killer 2015. Where's Jeff Killer reboot? Here it is. Okay, this one's kind of long too. Man, why are these creepypastas so long? I know there's a short one about him attacking somebody. Did anyone ever hear the Jeff the Killer, where I don't remember, he like lives in an abandoned factory or something and he eats people? Because I remember that being a story. I just can't find it anywhere. But I definitely remember reading it. Oh wow, they have some other top stories right here on the website. Oh, here's Jeff the Killer. Or is that just a files page? Oh, that's the same one I just saw. I'll just read through this, I guess. Jeff was a 13-year-old who moved to a new neighborhood with his brother, Lou, and their parents. On their first day of school, they were accosted by 3 bullies named Randy, Keith, and Troy. When Jeff brutally beat up whom Jeff brutally beat up after they threatened them with knives. Lou took the blame for it and was arrested, sending Jeff into a deep depression. The bullies later attacked Jeff again at a party, and Jeff killed one of them, but not before getting covered in bleach and lit on fire by Keith. During this fight, Jeff's mind permanently snapped. When Jeff woke up, he was at the hospital and his head was wrapped in bandages. When the bandages were taken off, it was revealed that his face had become disfigured and ghostly pale from the burns. With bright red lips and a leathery texture, Jeff said that he liked his face this way and laughed hysterically. But the doctor foolishly thought that this insanity was merely a side effect of the painkillers and let Jeff go home. Later that night, Jeff's mother found him carving his face into a permanent smile so that he would no longer have to exert energy to smile, as he put it, and burning off his eyelids so he could always see his face. Jeff's mother went to her husband and tell him that their son had gone completely mad and needed to be killed, but Jeff caught them and stabbed them both to death. This woke up Lou, who was recently released, with Jeff telling him as he was about to plunge the knife into his body, "Go to sleep." Jeff then went on a serial killing rampage, killing those who refused to sleep at night. As the story continued, Jeff renamed himself to Jeff the Killer. And that's like the ultimate abridged version of Jeff the Killer.
Oh, is it? So this is pretty bad.
I mean, it's not the greatest, Andrew. It came out in like 2009 or 10. That doesn't mean it's bad. But I mean, there's some good creepypastas that came out back then. Just kidding. Yeah, I know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for why he goes from "I'm burned" to "let me stab and kill everybody." But I think the story, the way it's written, is that when he kills that kid, he realizes he likes it. And then the burns and stuff just kind of make him fall deeper into that insanity. What?
Why did they cover on bleach and then let him? Wouldn't like some kind of gasoline make more sense?
Ooh, we could put our videos on SoundCloud and Spotify. I didn't think about that. So people can just listen to us. They're definitely made for audio listeners as well. That's not the full story of Jeff the Killer. There's definitely more to it. The actual story is pages long, and I just don't really feel like going through it all right now. Yeah, Snatcher. Why does that sound familiar? But yeah, Jeff was like the first serial killer creepypasta, I think. Don't quote me on that. I know Jane the Killer followed, and there's 2 different stories about what Jane the Killer is. Oh, Snatcher from A Hat in Time. Yes, I forgot. My bad. I'm actually playing through A Hat in Time right now because I have to get to what's her name's level. the scary level. I can't remember what it's called. 'Cause I need footage of her freaking out and attacking Hat Kid. Yeah, Queen Vanessa, that's it. I need footage of that for my video. So I wrote a script about it, but I hadn't actually got footage for it. The footage I had was not mine. I was using somebody else's footage to build the section. Then I started playing A Hat in Time and realized I love the game, so yeah. Same with The Witcher 3. I started playing it to get footage, and now I'm almost done with the game again. Which is insane because, yeah, it's a long game. When they added cave noises to Minecraft was pretty creepy, actually. I agree. I didn't refuse to mine, though. I actually like creepy things, so I kind of just enveloped myself in it. I would like mine my own shafts and caves down in the ground and just kind of listen for them. Okay, yeah, I definitely need more lore on Queen Vanessa herself because I haven't finished the game yet. Obviously, I haven't even got to her level yet. Still in the first area. But I'm still liking the game a lot. Is there anything else creepy in the game besides Queen Vanessa herself in that level? I guess Snatcher would be creepy. But I'm just trying to build a playlist of all the creepiness you can find in video games. It's been like it's been a passion of mine for a while to just find everything that's creepy in video games, specifically games that aren't supposed to be creepy. I like those. They interest me. Eyeless Jack is a weird creepypasta. It's been a while since I've read Eyeless Jack, actually. Is that the one where the kid's like really depressed and stuff, and he's like talking to a psychiatrist the entire time? I have it up somewhere, or I had it up somewhere. Eyeless Jack, here it is. I think that's the one, right? No, I'm thinking of Tiki Toby. Just kidding. I just reread Tiki Toby recently. Sit in the ball pit room on the ship for a few minutes. Okay, I can do that. I see him as mostly evil. The one redeeming thing about him, he in the seal the deal rift about Subcon Forest. I don't really know a whole lot about Snatcher. I'll have to watch that video, like you said. Sit in the ball pit in the ship and wait a few minutes. All right, I will definitely do that though. I think I have the game downloaded. I definitely have the game downloaded now, but I'm not gonna. Crap! I need to make my nachos soon. It's almost 7. All right, let's do. Let me do one more reading. Let's just go to the most popular and see what we can find. How about normal porn for normal people? Where's that at? Ooh, the oven's... Oh, here it is. No, that's the picture. Animals, beings, books, Christmas. Okay, let's do... Is there no just here, popular stories? Here we go. No such page exists?
Oh, no.
Beta Subcon Forest? You know, I actually heard about A Hat in Time so many months ago, and I just never played it.
Heard about years ago.
Yeah, so many years ago.
Maybe once the battle talked about it.
Oh, he did, didn't he? Back when he actually did stuff.
Well, like back when he used to do gaming stuff.
Yeah, I kind of miss his gaming channel. I thought it was good.
No, he does. Well, yeah, he gets tired or he gets overworked with it.
Yeah, he was doing a lot. Wasn't he also dating what's her name, the voice actress?
Maybe.
Yeah, and they then broke up. Remember, she had a whole thing about it on her Twitter. Because I follow her. I don't follow him actually, but I follow her because I follow a lot of voice actors. This is the one I wanted to read. How long is this one? Okay. Actually, maybe it's not the best for a stream. What's a good genre of creepypastas, do you guys think, besides gaming? The lore of it is kind of messed up in certain aspects. Yeah, I'll have to look into it. Hat in Time, I like the music of Hat in Time too. It's really good music. Like, it's been a while since I've heard a game with that good of music. This suggested reading. Yeah, I'll click on that one and see what we got. Ted the Caver, Anansi's Goatman story, Fog, Burger Entries, No End House. Ooh, I love No End House. An Egg, Autopilot, Normal Form for Normal People. I'm looking for something that's not too long. Oh, Mr. Widemouth. That's been a while since I've read Mr. Widemouth. Actually, there's a story I want to read. It should be on here. Candle Cove's on here too. Okay. What's an egg? I've never heard of this one. An egg. I'll have to read it later. Apparently it's good. Let's grab... Where is it? Oh, the Showers is so good too. Yeah, Sonic has some great music too. I actually don't know most music from the Toho series. White with Red. There we go. Okay. This will be the last story for the night. So, hope you guys are ready for a little bit of a short one. A man went to a hotel and walked up to the front desk to check in. The woman at the desk gave him keys and told him that on the way to his room, there was a door with no number that was locked, and no one was allowed in there. She explained that it was a storeroom, and it was out of bounds. She reminded him of this several times before allowing him upstairs. So he followed the instructions of the woman at the front desk, going straight to his room, and going to bed. However, the insistence of the woman had piqued his curiosity, so the next night he walked down the hall to the door and tried the handle. Sure enough, it was locked. He bent down and looked through the wide keyhole. Cold air passed through it, chilling his eye. What he saw was a hotel bedroom, like his, and in the corner was a woman whose skin was incredibly pale. She was leaning her head against the wall, facing away from the door. He stared in confusion for a while. Was this a celebrity, the owner's daughter? He almost knocked on the door out of curiosity, decided not to. As he was still looking, the woman turned sharply and he jumped back from the door, hoping she would not suspect he had been spying on her. He crept away from the door and walked back to his room. The next day, he returned to the door and looked through the wide keyhole. This time, all he saw was redness. He couldn't make anything out besides a distinct red color, unmoving. Perhaps the inhabitants of the room knew he was spying the night before and had blocked the keyhole with something red. He felt embarrassed that he had made the woman so uncomfortable, and hoped she had not made a complaint with the woman at the front desk. At this point, he decided to consult her for more information. She sighed and said, "Did you look through the keyhole?" The man told her that he had, and she said, "Well, I might as well tell you the story of what happened in that room. A long time ago, a man murdered his wife in there, and we find that even now, whoever stays there gets very uncomfortable. But these people were not ordinary. They were white all over except for their eyes, which were red." So White with Red is actually my very first ever creepypasta that I've ever read. It was on some app I downloaded where it was giving me random horror stories, and this is like one of the first ones I read. Because the app itself gave you internet horror stories, long, medium, or short. You just clicked one of the buttons and it would give you one of those. And this is what I came up with. This is the story. And I loved it. Toho, but Apple has some interesting lyrics. Oh, Toho, Bad Apple. I'll have to listen to it. Have you heard of the supermarket monster? I have not. Was that you, Andrew?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. That scared me. I'm back. Welcome back.
I'll be right back. I got some beans.
Okay. Yeah, but White with Red was my very first creepypasta ever, and I love it. It's really good. Yeah. Yeah, it is really good. It's short, simple, and it's like, oh, okay. I like it a lot. It's definitely one I have to return to every once in a while. In October, I'm going to be doing the Creepypasta iceberg explained. So I'm hoping you guys can help me give me some creepypastas I haven't heard of for the iceberg. Because I have a lot of them. Did you get an ad just now? Are ads just randomly appearing for you guys? Or are you guys not getting ads? 10 creepypastas. I actually thought about doing some top 10 videos or top whatever videos. Oh, you're getting ads? Sorry. Yeah, I try not to run ads during my stream. I guess I just go sometimes. The letter E is pretty creepy, to be honest. Hi, dog. So, Bingo Bo, is Sonic your favorite game? I mean, it's your character, it's your icon on YouTube, so I just assumed it was, but I didn't know. Thought I would ask. Number 7, Joe Mama. Good stuff. Actually, would you guys be interested also in a top 10 creepypastas video? I've never done a top 10 video, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to do one, even though top 10s are kind of dying out. I don't know anyone who really does top 10 videos anymore. Sure. Yeah, okay. I'll probably do a poll on that one later, too. Because top 10 videos are... I mean, they're kind of like all over the place. You can find one for anything. I remember... crap, was it All Time 10s? Was like the biggest top 10 channel for a while. This stuff used to be good. I haven't watched it in years, though. Hi, dog. What do you want? You want up here? No, you can't get up here. Sorry, it's too hot. You like shed body heat. I'm gonna wait till Andrew gets back, and then we're gonna do a sign off for the stream. And yeah, it's crazy. This channel, like a couple months ago, like no subs. Now we're at 5K, and that's incredible. Hoping for 10K so we can read that Slender Man thing. I'm gonna find the most raunchy, most disgusting Slender Man fan fiction ever, and we're gonna read it live on stream. So hope you guys are ready for some nightmare fuel. Oh, thank you. Yeah, subs just kind of come now. It's nice. Like I can look at my sub count and it's not zero or it's not the same every day. Because for a while it was yeah, it was like I'd get on one day and I'd have 1+1 sub, and I was like, I'm cool with that. Somebody saw my YouTube history out of context. They think a furry who's interested Smash and creepy stuff. A furry who's interested in Smash. I actually know a ton of furries who are interested in Smash Bros for some reason. Maybe it's just their game of choice. Maybe it's because Fox is in it. Who knows? But yeah, oh no. Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be a fun time. So look forward to that 10K sub number. We're about halfway there. And even from the other day when I hit 5K, we're already at 5,100 something. Almost at 5,200, I think. Or maybe we are at 5,200. Ooh, we are at 5,200. That means we're one step closer to the 10K sub stream. And we'll be reading that Slenderman nonsense. Alright, I gotta call it here. My back is actually kind of sweaty, and that's gross. So, yeah, thanks everyone for coming to the 5K sub stream. I can't believe we did it. 5K subs. That's a lot. I mean, it's a lot to me. I know a lot of people are like hitting their 100,000 and getting their play buttons, but like I don't even worry about that. 5K people thought my content was good enough to subscribe to, and that's amazing. If there are any smaller YouTubers in the chat currently and you're interested in doing a what's it called? I keep forgetting the word. Not a crossover, a collaboration. Let me know. I'm looking for smaller YouTubers to do some collaboration stuff with. And anybody who's around my subs, who's higher, who's lower, and you do similar content, yeah, just let me know. But that'll be all from me. So I want to thank everyone for coming and watching the stream. Thank you for listening to me ramble on, asking me questions, and as always, thanks for watching. I'll if I stream tomorrow, I will send out a message. And if I do stream tomorrow, it'll be a game stream. So it'll be playing like Phasmophobia or some horror game because I've got a lot of them. And if you guys want to see more streams, let me know because I might switch up to streaming more than once a week. Have a great day. You guys have a great night. It is going to be raining tomorrow. So hopefully it cools off. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.